Underground World News Live. Here, talking about Landfall from Milton. These things are being done on purpose. What we're looking at here is Radar Omega. And thank you, Quantum, Uncommon, E. Fitz, Judge Brick. Good to see everybody out there. Hoping everything's flowing good here. Want to thank everyone that shares the streams. It's a bit last minute. And you were looking here at Radar Omega, and we've got a ton of warnings going up. Not just for the hurricane itself, but we've got all kinds of tornado warnings. And video footage of it here I'm going to share with you guys. 75 north, several tornadoes crossing that region. You can see here there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tornado warnings on the screen right here. Let's go down to Port St. Lucie. Tornado observed in this region. If you hear the alerts go off, a warning or alert sound, that is Radar Omega. So this is, they got flash flood warning in this area as well. Radar and gauge indicated. Make sure I get everything pulled up here. 1 second. Trying to line up some audio here off of another clip. Make sure everything is open here real quick. And what I want to do is take us over here real quick to another map. Open it up. We're going to get a refresh here, and we're going to look and see exactly what's going on here. This is said to be hitting at a Category 4. It looks like that's what they got it at right now. Maybe it may go down to a 3, but that's going to be like last minute when it hits here. But you can see here, and we'll put this into motion. It doesn't show much of an eye wall there coming in on this, but the storm's massive, dumping a bunch of rain and dropping a ton of tornadoes here. I hope people heeded the warning signs here and got out of the region now. Going back over here to Radar Omega, the Port St. Lucie, if there's folks there, you've got a tornado warning. I mean, all over the place. You've got them coming up. Let me zoom in here. Going through Okeechobee, you can see right here this whole system that just went through Okeechobee. It just got hit hard, as well as Port St. Lucie. Both of those regions getting hit hard. You can see a lot of lightning coming up ahead of this. This is heading right toward Vero Beach. Back out here, you can see we've got 100 and some alerts. We've got a fresh warning going off there. Yes, and much love to everybody out there. I want to thank anyone and everyone that shares the stream. Let me bring this video clip over here. Blow this up. I'm going to play this. It looks like Biden is no longer in the Oval Office. He's in this little miniature desk, and he's calling this the storm of the century, saying that this looks like the storm of the century. For what it's worth, there's been a lot of crazy things tied into this, and I feel that they've been using this as a weapon. So I'm going to play this. real
In
quick.
less than 14 hours, Hurricane Milton will make landfall on the western coast of Florida. Winds will be fierce at well over 100 miles per hour, with storm surges reaching up to 15 feet and up to 18 inches of rain. It's looking like the storm of the century. I'm here with leaders of my administration who are in the front lines preparing for this storm and will brief me in our latest efforts. To save lives and livelihoods, I want to emphasize a few things. First, many communities in Hurricane Milton's path do not have a moment to catch their breath between Helene and Milton. 2 historic storms in 2 weeks. I want to thank everyone who has followed local guidance to evacuate ahead of landfall. I know it's really tough leaving behind your home, your belongings, everything you own, but I urge everyone in Hurricane Milton's path to follow all safety instructions as we head to the next 24 hours. It's literally a matter of life and death. Second, for the last week, my team has done everything possible to prepare for this storm. I immediately approved emergency declarations in Florida and the Seminole Tribe in Florida. I also surged search and rescue teams, water, food, power generators, ambulances to the region. In my direction, Administrator Criswell will be in the State Emergency Operations Center in Florida tonight. And Kamala and I are going to keep pressure on the companies so prices stay stable on gasoline, flights, and goods people need.
That's garbage. I'm going to exit out of that. We have people that are backed up on the highways as far as the eye can see. Then I'm going to show you here in images, gas stations said to be out of gas along 75. How convenient. It seems like there should be some kind of plan for this. It's hard to believe that a place like Florida that sees this more than anyone has no plan to make sure that there's gas near or close to gas stations, especially for, even the emergency responders are going to need it to fill up in all this. But yeah, people were also reporting that their vehicles would not start, and this was happening in mass. People were saying, for whatever reasons, their batteries were dead. And that seemed to be quite odd. And a lot of people, it's one thing if like one person calls in, but when you call in and the people are like, look, we'll get someone out to you as soon as possible, but like all kinds of people are reporting this. What is going on there? So all kinds of people stranded. I listened to a guy earlier call in on one of these YouTube shows, and it was a clip I seen in the Twitter feed, and he was going crazy. He's like, what are we doing? They're like, well, they told you to evacuate. And he's like, we ain't got the money to evacuate. Where are we going to go? He's like, you know how many people down here have nowhere to go? We cannot evacuate. We have nowhere to go. Don't even have the money to get out of here. So they're stuck. And then just kind of sat there. Damn. I don't know. It's pretty crazy, man. Some people are literally going to try to ride this thing out, and for sure, some people are going to lose their lives. What I'm about to show you here in a second, one of these clips, you'll see what they're facing. It's not about the category, so don't be fooled when they say, oh, it's dropped down to a category 3 even. This is about the storm surge, the punch of the wind when it comes in, and all the flooding that's going down. This area cannot handle much more. But check this out. This is a guy from the bridge of a ship in the Gulf of Mexico right now. Winds exceeding 142 miles an hour. See nothing. And you talk about being scary as heck out in the ocean. No way. Let's go on up here. Here's footage of a tornado that cut across I-75. You can see here the funnel cloud coming down. This is quite a shot. This is a drone shot of the storm coming in toward the area. So a little bit of a different perspective there. Aerial. You can see it lighting up the sky there. And again, I can't stress enough the people that are stuck down here. It's a bit horrific. I don't know how anybody does it, to be honest with you. Just because of this alone. This would be a sole reason why I couldn't live in Florida, having to run out of there like this. Heck, for some people back to back. But state troopers here rescued a dog that was left tied to a pole right off of I-75. So shout outs to them. A shout out to anyone out there that helps anyone or any animal in this crazy time. You can see here the dog just tied to a pole was definitely going to die. Up to its chest in water already. Looking like Spuds McKenzie. And not too happy. But they got him out of there. That's the plus. All right, we got multiple tornadoes. This is the Everglades. Miles City, Andy Town. Surveillance cameras on I-75 capturing that tornado right there, ripping across the area. And these things are just popping up left and right, kind of all over the place. Look at that. So it's one thing to be having to deal with a hurricane that's coming through the area. But you got to deal with the front line edge that is spinning up tornadoes. So oftentimes on the front edge, this is what you'll see. Some twisters. On the back end, you see the high wind of the hurricane. This is a tornado passing through Matlacha, Florida. Just hammering everything. This isn't even the hurricane. This is a tornado from it. So just imagine a lot of these areas getting hit with tornadoes right now, getting hammered, and then right behind it, the hurricane. All right, we got more alerts going off. I'm going to get back to the radar here in just a second. We're going to check them. Probably more tornado warnings. You can see here tornado damage ahead of Milton. This is Fort Myers. This destruction, debris, trees snapped, and just stuff everywhere. Make sure this isn't the one that had the storm surge thing on it. Okay, and you can see the traffic right there evacuating I-75. A lot of people trying to get out. Get a refresh here real quick. All right. Let's go back to the radar. What? I'm going to shut it down there for a second. And refire it back up. That way I get some of the latest updates. It's the best way to get it to reload. Oftentimes with the best maps. And here we go. We got 178 alerts going off. And you can see a ton of lightning hitting from Port St. Lucie up all the way up here to Cape Canaveral. See where a majority of all that lightning is hitting is right there on the east side. Now, we've got some guys out here driving around ahead of the storm. Here's one, is Corey. Let me check this other one. Right? They're out here ahead of these tornadoes. These guys are out in the storm, chasing here. It's a clip off of Radar Omega. So you've got, let me open up the big box over here and see what it says on the alerts. All right, we've got 7 different tornado warnings right now. 7. You can see, all right, I'll go over some of these alerts here real quick in terms of what we got going on. Tornado warnings coming up all on the eastern flank of this thing, right here. They are in effect for Okeechobee, Indian River, and Brevard, Florida, Palm Beach. Let me see, I got a tropical thing here. I'm going to check. All right, storm surge warning. Storm surge. Expect it to get up between 10 and 15 right here, right around the Sarasota area. Oh, we got another guy down here. Let me check in on him real quick. We got a couple different storm chasers out here. He's coming up on, looks to be...
We're sure you guys take some meal pills that just fills us up.
I'm going to keep him open up here on the screen. He looks to be coming up on the eye wall. Front side of this thing, spinning up tornadoes, Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce, all the way up the East Coast, all the beach line, from there all the way up toward Melbourne. Should have another here. All right, gonna mute them down, but you can see we've got 2 different screens here. We've got these tornadoes, the front line of them. Let me check out this furthest one. It's got 47 minutes on it, so it's... All right, we got another one. Here we go. Tornado warning. Radar indicated. This is coming right up on Kissimmee. The outskirts of Kissimmee, heading toward Kissimmee and Orlando. Radar indicated. Let me check some of these other ones here real quick. The one coming up on Melbourne, radar indicated. They're really coming up back to back behind that. You got another one that expires in 47 minutes. This back one expires in 2 minutes. Go down here and see if we've got anything south. Here. And so it looks like Delray and everything, Fort Lauderdale. We're not seeing the tornadoes spinning up there. Everything is spinning up north of there from Port St. Lucie. North, running up the coast. We have 7 active tornado warnings. We check in. We've got guys right in front of this. Okay, his reception is pretty choppy there compared to the other 2 here. It's really green. So he's really coming up on mute that out. Drop this one. So the one on the top here is ahead of these tornadoes. So it looks like he's driving right down toward the warning area. We'll keep an eye on that. It looks like this guy down here is close to the eye wall. Down here. Right here on south of Sarasota. So we got guys on each side of the coastline. Go up here and look at. All right, we've got fresh warnings here. Fresh tornado warnings underway. Heading toward Kissimmee, and we've got a brand new one here heading right up to the eastern flanks of Orlando. So the wind's not too crazy on the front end of the hurricane here, it seems. Outside of the tornadoes, it's on the back end where they're like triple what you're seeing here. It looks like, see if I can zoom in here and yeah, this is coming up on Wedgefield. This system is probably going to go right toward Orlando. It's heading right toward that way. So looks like this bottom streamer here is more in the eye of the storm. And Joey, thank you for the coffee. I appreciate that to the fullest. Thank you for the support. And go over and check the chat. Looks like I missed something too. Quantum, much love, and thank you for that. Appreciate it to the fullest. So I'd say if anyone's trying to get out of here last minute and they're trying to get to the highways, you got a shot. I know they shut down some of these bridges. And some of these areas are without gas, especially on 75. I'm not sure about 95 and 4 here on getting out of there, but it looks like the tornado's spinning up on the coast here. I'm going to get a refresh. All right, we've got a fresh set of alerts, 179 alerts, 9 tornado warnings now. Scroll down here. Okay, the one in Martin, Florida, St. Lucie, Florida, Okeechobee. That's that system there. They're picking up hail, 3/4 inch size hail, coming in with that system. We've got one for Indian River. It looks like they've got another one for Indian River by itself. It just popped up there. So those are the areas under threat right now. This thing's updating pretty much live with the system coming in. Go over here and take a look at backside. We're not seeing it's going to be a minute before the full backside comes through here on this there's a potential this thing could shift a little bit north, depending. quite a few different things here, but man, a heads up for anyone down here, man. This is not a good thing. Look, we've got them. They're now going down to Coral Springs, so tornadoes popping up all across the east coast of Florida here. You can see all these fresh ones down here, and this is right outside of Fort Lauderdale, Coral Springs. Systems are pushing northeast. Wouldn't be surprised to see more popping up here. West Palm Beach, Delray, all these other areas. Anything is kind of open to get hit here, unfortunately. It looks like they just keep coming back to back to back. Up here around Port St. Lucie, going up toward Fort Pierce, and ultimately heading up here toward Vero Beach. So, outer bands of a hurricane moving in one big motion, as you can see, and then within it, dropping smaller tornadoes, or some of them are decent size, out of it. So, a very hectic situation here. Flash flooding alerts up all over the place. Got to realize Florida sits pretty low. Doesn't have a whole lot of mountainous regions, so to speak. All right, looks like he's got Freeport. Is that where he's at? Looks like our top storm chaser down here is definitely moving in toward the line of the storm. You can tell that the rain's picking up big time. Compared to the other stream, it looks like the other stream may be. Well, I'm not sure. It's definitely not hitting as much rain as this top guy's. Top one here is right here. He's right up here and this driving south right down toward this. So he's driving right into it. Right now it's at a category 4. This thing pumped back up to a category 5. It was it hit 5 and then went down to a 4. It regathered and restructured in the eye wall, and when it did this, it set everything up to gain more strength. So it became a category 5 again, and then it just went down, dropped down to a category 4. But again, it's not about the category at this point. It's about the crazy storm surge that it's bringing in on the coastline. So I'm going to play a couple other clips here. One of them is going to show an example of storm surge. I think it's on this one. So we'll come back to these here in just a second. Wow. Look, right outside of Tampa Bay, this purple area. Absolutely about to get it pretty much where the eye is spinning up. And this thing intensified really quickly, re-intensified. Has all the signs of they were manipulating this thing. What's crazy is they've got the technology to kill these storms, to stop a tornado, to stop a hurricane. We know they do. They never do it. We also know they have the technology to fuel them. It seems like the last hurricane was steered right up into where it was at, by all indications, and meant to do what it did. And then, the government sat back and did nothing. All right, I'm going to put a simulation here into motion. This lady standing on the screen so you can see just exactly what they're facing here. So check this out.
3 feet above normally dry ground, water is already life-threatening. It's too late to evacuate. Water this high can knock you off your feet, make cars float, and driving impossible. The first floor of homes and businesses are flooded. Unfortunately, the water is expected to rise even higher at 6 feet above the height of most people. Vehicles get carried away, structures start to fail. Just look at this. Anything could be in this water, sharp glass, debris, chemicals as well. The scary part is some areas could see surge values at 10 to 15 feet. And this takes us up to 9. And look what it does. At this level, the first floors of structures are completely flooded, and there are few places that it is safe when the water rises this high. We want everyone to know their evacuation zone, listen to local officials, and evacuate when ordered to do so. Enjoy.
That is not even at 15 feet. It's just above 9 right there. So it's like 10, 11. It's the tops of trees. Only the second, third stories of buildings open. Everything else gone. Everything in the streets gone. This is it's unsurvivable. If you think you're going to walk this out or travel in this, you cannot get caught out in this. And what sucks is I know that there's people out there that are stuck, that did not evacuate, and now it's too late. I'm not going to say it's too late, so to speak, if you have a way to get out. But for these people that didn't have a way to begin with, send prayers. That's for sure. The storm surge is going to be the worst thing on the West Coast. So we're seeing the storm chasers out there chasing the tornadoes and all that. But what we're not seeing right now is the storm surge footage, because it's happening right now. It's crazy to think. All this going down right now. But yeah, look at that wall of water. It's a tsunami, man. That is a tsunami. 15 feet of water is a tsunami. I don't see how Sarasota, Tampa Bay, all these areas, how is the downtown areas going to survive that? How are they going to survive 15 feet of water with more warnings going off? So mandatory evacuations in Levy, Marion, Citrus counties, Hernando, Pasco, Pinellas. I'm guessing it's saying Hardy, DeSoto, Charlotte, and Lee, and Collier. You even got some up here on the East Coast in red. So there's been mandatory evacuation for a lot of these places. In some of these areas where we're seeing the tornadoes spin up, there were no evacuations. So again, storm surge, getting ready to pound this western coast. You can see all the people flooding out of the area. In these different shots, man, oh man. Okay, so let's go back to the radar. Go up to our alerts here. All right, we've got 11 tornado warnings. Get down here and see what the newest ones are for. They are for Palm Beach in Florida, Orange, Florida. Okay, all these spinning up radar indicators are now Palm Beach. Looks like Miami's just missing some of these bands right now as they're coming through. As we work our way up there, you can see the tornado warning starting to pop up there. Again, they just keep dropping around Stewart and Port St. Lucie. In this whole region, heading over toward Okeechobee. These storms are heading right for Vero Beach, right for Fellsmere. So anyone out there listening in that may be sitting out there and have reception. And thank you, Chris, to the fullest. I appreciate that. My brother. Is it Florio? If that's Florio, man, I think I got your message, man. I haven't had a chance to get back to you. Much love, though, my brother. And that sounded like a great idea on what you sent. As you can see, yeah, I'm busy, though, at the moment. It looks like this storm chaser right here is coming up into this box. So he's approaching Yeehaw Junction. His live stream's getting a lot choppier, and that's going to happen. I can see bands of darker clouds there. So he's getting closer, but let's keep an eye on it. Pixie in the house, E-Fits, tacos. Much love. Much love to all the mods. I want to thank everyone out there that shares the stream. And anyone that supports the channel. It's appreciated as well. Wanted to get this out there, though. Coverage of this. A lot of people are praying and hoping that the storm system doesn't do the damage that we've seen done here from Helene. There's a back out there, so you can see exactly what's going on there. The area is affected. Shut that down for a second. See if we got anybody. Yeah, they've got this at a 4. Landfall 4 is where they've got this. It looks like it's going to nail. It's coming in between Sarasota and Longboat Key, which is, man, that's my favorite place. Favorite place down there in Florida. Angie, much love. Thank you for the coffees. Thank you for the support for the channel. And God bless. Again, prayers going out to everybody caught up in this, in the path of this, riding this out. This is what Biden just called the storm of the century. We're going to have to see how this plays out. I just showed you a clip of what a 15-foot wall of water looks like. They're saying is going to come through here. So, Bradenton, all these areas about to just get hammered. We've got a storm chaser coming up on that area. Zoom in on him here. We got 2 of them coming up in there. Let's go ahead and fire this first one up and see what he's looking at. Thank you, Carrie Ray. Prayers up indeed. Thank you for the coffee. Much love. All right, so he's coming up on. You can see he's making headway. He's right up here next to us. So if we start to see any major flooding or storm surging, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, there's a lot of water on the road right there. That's what I'm looking for here in these clips. Yeah, there's going to be bands of rain hitting the windshield, obviously. Deanne, thank you for the coffees. Thank you for all you do. Much love. Yeah, you can see it's definitely coming down where he's at there. He's getting closer and closer to the coastline. So I'm sure that some of these areas are inaccessible. I know that they shut down bridges and other roadways earlier. So storm chasers kind of got their work cut out for them if they're down here trying to navigate some of this stuff. Because if they don't know, some of these places are closed down. They may have to do a UE, take a different route. And that could be dangerous because if you get caught up having to double back into a wall of hell, so to speak, it's not good. I've actually been here in Fabio, Florida. Hey, much love right back to Florida. Thank you for the coffees. And this unique name came up with, man. St. Pete is, yeah, I mean, these areas, man, I'm sending out prayers for all of them. We got another person up here in Bradenton. It's fired up to see what's going on here.
I want to patrol around, That's what I do.
Let's get a
Break coming off these trees.
Exactly. I already got some of the palms.
That's how fast the wind's getting going here.
Definitely tropical storm force.
It's gonna start coming over the freaking wall here at some point. Some of the waves.
Yeah. I'm gonna run over the pine. Not pine. I just call it the pine.
All right, that's kind of what we're talking about right there. What we're looking for is to see. They're right there on the coast, right here in this one, and if we're going to see crazy storm surge, it's going to be right here. It's going to come through right in this area. Of course, Longboat, Bradenton Beach, all the beach fronts, they're going to see it first and the worst. Siesta Key, unfortunately, then Sarasota. Man, oh man. They stopped. Look at that. Look at that water. It's close to coming over that wall. Let me. It's not letting me full screen it. Yeah, their feeds are really choppy too, but I guess that's to be expected. You can see the wheels spinning on them. But that's to be expected. They're down there in a hurricane. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it to the fullest. Much love. It looks like they backed up. They're backing up. It looks like they ran into maybe a lake of water on this road already. It's flooding. Yeah, they're going in reverse. And some debris down in the road. Some of the palm trees already down. Again, all of it to be expected. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of these. Back out of here. Recheck the alerts real quick. All right, and there is the fresh alerts. Let me see here. We've also got 5 tornado watches up on top of the 9 warnings. Looks like a majority of these tornadoes are spinning up again along this northeastern flank. This is kind of typical, but not this many, not like this. This is kind of like, it's what you don't want to see. I mean, you're talking like 9 different setups here for tornadoes. At this point, just outside of Delray Beach. One's going right through Westlake right now. Right outside of Indiantown and heading towards Stewart. This has got to be the worst part and the scariest part about this for anyone on the east side of the storm is this right here, these tornadoes. Because they're coming in wave after wave after wave. They're spinning up. And it's like relentless. We just got to hope that these are not doing a ton of damage right now. I'm sure that there's stuff tossed about, no doubt, all over the place. But in terms of just leveling everything, it's we don't want to see. Go back up here again. All right, we've got a fresh one here. It's coming up on Fellsmere. Looks like it's got a hook on the back end of that thing. And we've got a streamer heading right in there outside of Yeehaw Junction. Back out. We do have the warning that extended right outside of Orlando. It's gotten closer. It's basically right on the outskirts of Orlando. It's up there for another 33 minutes. This goes out over Wedgefield, Bithlow. It looks like it's a big system. It's coming right up on, the east side of Orlando. So heads up on that one. Thus far, the way this thing's coming in and where the tornadoes are spinning up, they haven't reached up toward Daytona Beach yet. Of course, that could change at any moment. It looks like they're staying to the southeast of the storm, like right to the east of the storm as it's spinning up, and to the southeast of the storm, out on the front, the very front of it. Typically, the fastest and the hardest outside of the eye wall where everything's spinning up the tightest, the back end wind can be some of the most fierce. So storm surge, tornadoes, this is bringing a little bit of all of it. Let's check in now with Corey. Looks like he's parked now. He may be facing the storm. Again, a lot of these streamers, it gets frustrating when you get out there and you go through all this trouble to try to film, and your reception gets choppy. Looks like he's just sitting here stationary for the moment, trying to to let it roll. You can see he's sitting right here on the screen where I'm circling. South of Palm Bay, just on the edge of this warning box. So he's basically sitting just outside that warning box right here. And this system's rolling by right in front of him, this band. Maybe he's gathering a plan, waiting to see if something drops out of this. But tornado warning radar indicated in this area. What is this one out here saying? Special marine warning all along the East Coast. I'd say for swells and all that. Shut down the cam here. Back out. Get some more updates. Sugarfoot. Viva Cristo Rey. Much love. Thank you for the coffee and the support. You can see the track of this thing coming in right here. They've got it going out east. It's projected to go directly east. So let's hope it takes that path. Quantum. Much love and prayers. To the fullest. 1 John. 513 Lisa, thank you for the love and support. I'm going to say here at this point that outside of, what's to be expected, some strong wind and some rain, some of these places dodging a bullet. Miss Daisy, thank you for the coffee. What's my daughter's name? It looks like the Keys have dodged a large chunk of this. They're just kind of getting a little bit of this. It looks like Miami staying out of the way of the tornadoes, at least for right now. Even Fort Lauderdale, it's just missing it. Everything's spinning up just north, just outside of Fort Lauderdale and Coral Springs at the moment. But every single time one of these tornado warnings disappears, a new one pops up. I couldn't imagine being down there right now with seeing all that going on. I mean, it'd be pretty wild. So let's go check in with the storm chasers up here on the front. Looks like we got several. See if we can see any storm surge coming off this. Got Brad Arnold. Not a lot of rain coming from his feet or anything. Some rain, but Aaron J. Jack. Let's go back down here and check in with these guys. They were down here near the wall. Connor Croft. Looks like they're fueling up. Yeah, it looks like they've got their gas cans out and they're trying to fuel up there. So we're going to keep an eye what's going on with them. Those guys were right there near the water where it was about to come over the wall. So hopefully they got a way out of there. I want to see none of these guys get caught up and get trapped. 177 alerts out there right now. It looks like we've got, Port St. Lucie just in the crosshair of all this. Look at all the lightning popping off right there. All around Port St. Lucie. It just keeps hitting there. I mean, just massive. And they've got this as still maintaining Category 1 status, coming back out the other side over here near Cape Canaveral. Who knows what it could do out here? Could fire back up after hitting warm water. It'd be just crazy the way that this thing has acted. Monica, thank you. God bless you, and yes, all is affected for in this craziness. That's for sure. These are attacks, if you ask me. They are attacks. Without a doubt, I feel like all this is weaponry. And they're just going to turn around. They're going to blame it on the climate stuff. They're going to be like, see, I told you. It's real. It's devastated cities. They're going to play that card. We're in a war right now. I say it all the time, but for those that are maybe new to the channel on the stream, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification. But I'm heavily censored all the time. I want to thank those that share the stream as well. It's appreciated more than you know. If you got anybody that's in Florida out there in the chat in a certain area of the storm, let me know. Give us an update. Anyone that's out there in Florida right now, where you got a direct connection to somebody that's in there and got some information or anything you got, any updates? A lot of people are going to be without power, no doubt, after this. Okay. We have an observed tornado that took place here coming up on Palm Beach. They're saying that this one is a particularly dangerous situation. It looks to have a tight formation within it, and this was observed, witnessed. Also, an observed tornado, not just radar indicated, coming out of Indian River. Also, another warning here, it looks like to be, all right, well, they're saying the threat for the one around Palm Beach is considerable. You got that right, Uncommon. Much love, brother. Hope all is good. Daytona Beach in the house. Just getting windy and rainy. Hey, thank you. Make pizza great again. I appreciate that. Moscow Cowboy. Jacksonville is raining. Okay. Good looking out. I'm in Spring Hill. The wind is staying. Okay, just reading some of the chat here. Titusville and Orlando, but live up north now, okay? Okay, thank you for updates. All right, these guys heading back out, and they're down here right next to the ocean's edge. So looking really wet out down there. Just waiting to see. They already backed out. They backed out because the water was rising. Wherever they were before, and the debris was in the road. So they backed out. They went and they fueled up. It looks like they're heading back out. Shout outs to those guys, man. Again, you got to be very careful because, like right here, there's water on the right-hand side, already building up like a lake, and on the left-hand side is the ocean. So once that storm surge comes in, it can cut you off, and that's like worst nightmare type of stuff. Because once you're cut off, what do? It's like you're done. You're done. Unless you have a major plan. Julie, thank you for the coffee. Riding high here in Asheville, NCA, in prayers. up there to you and everyone throughout those mountains. We ain't forgot about you, that's for sure. We're under attack. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm hoping that everyone sees it out there and realizes that this isn't just Mother Nature. This is, it's weaponry. We're getting hit. People are getting slaughtered. And this federal government definitely isn't coming to the rescue. Got to learn from what's going on. Also, just to let folks know, don't be depending on FEMA for none of this. I would find someone local people, local churches, someone like that was just in the chat that's down there, to connect with, to get supplies to. If you want to take supplies to someone, it's literally the people. I've played clips of even cops saying, do not give anything to FEMA. They are not doing nothing for no one. It's just the people saving lives. We've seen the federal government block runways. So they could not take flights and get flights out and supplies out to some of the towns. It's like it's a setup. Then they want to tell everybody, I know you've heard of the $750 check, right? Well, it's a loan. Did you know that? It's a loan. Let's see how Florida plays this. With this whole thing. The state level is different than the federal level, but I don't expect this Biden regime to come out and do anything different than what they just did. Offer you $750 and say that you've got to apply for more. All these stories coming out of the mountains, people are getting rejected when they're applying. And with the $750 thing, I've been told that this, in being a loan, means that if it's not paid off within a year's time, that they can come and they can get your land. They can confiscate your land. We had the guy, preacher, whoever that was on there, that I showed on the stream, that was saying that this is the loan, will make you fully aware of it. Look at that water in this clip down here. These guys, it's definitely getting kicked around. Still haven't seen no 15-foot storm surge. Obviously, these guys wouldn't be driving around if that's the case. But these guys are also showing them up here, not out here on the coast. Okay, let me see. This should go off if we get any fresh tornado warnings. Should get an alert. Ike, much love. If I missed anything in the chat, please forgive me. Much love, Joe. Good to see everybody. Jay. Good to see everybody. I hope you guys are doing good. Beautiful day here in KY. I've been out there getting stuff in. I know it's not looking so beautiful down in Florida, though. Nightmare situation. Tornadoes spinning up on the coast, and it's all part of a hurricane, an even bigger system. It's just insane. We've sat here thus far for the past hour and watched Port St. Lucie and these areas just get hit back to back to back to back with tornado warnings. And they're still stacked up on the screen. Looks like we got a fresh one. All right, it looks like we've got one going right into Orlando. It looks like some of these northern ones are hooking. Yep. They've got the projection of this one going right at Orlando. So Orlando, anybody in Orlando, you got one coming your way. It looks like these tornadoes are working their way up that direction. So these are tornado warnings. Open up I don't see a whole lot of hail outside of what I reported earlier. But several of these have been observed. These are observed tornadoes. Go over here and check a couple things real quick. In my feed. And thank you, Julie. Fabio. Again, much love to anybody out there that shares the stream. Appreciate it to the fullest. Checking some of my other pages here real quick for some updates. Looks like a lot of the streams that were down right in this area of Port St. Lucie, or anyone that was down there, they went offline, and no one's down there. There's like no one's in this area of Port St. Lucie. It looks like we've got a couple guys that have been trying to work their way down toward that area. We'll check in with them here in just a second. But this is a major tornado outbreak. Major tornado outbreak. It's still ongoing. Right. Yeah, this thing's still tracking at a 4. Still packing a punch with a very dense eye wall, it looks like here. The reported wave height out in the ocean from the gust right now are 28 feet. The wind gust right now is strong as 76 miles an hour. And that's coming from about 40 nautical miles from the center of the storm. It's from the NOAA. Now, they ran a questionable flight the other day. You guys may have seen it. I showed an image or a picture of it. It was like a big question mark. They flew out in the Gulf. And it was very ominous. Then, earlier today, we got information that they did indeed cloud seed in this event. They cloud seeded, and it's out there. It's known. I've seen all kinds of outlets talking about it here today. You see, even Alex Jones picked it up, and Colonel McGregor and all of them, they were talking about it. And about this all being weaponized, and it is. All right, where are we at? We're at 5 o'clock. I got a 5 p.m. update here on the full-blown status here. Hurricane Milton now a Category 3 storm with sustained winds of 125 miles an hour, gust up to 175. Moving to the northeast at 17 miles an hour. Landfall is expected this evening with destructive wind, flooding, rain, and storm surge up to 12 feet. So this thing, even though it's spinning up tornadoes on the east side of Florida, on the east coast already, it ain't even made landfall, so to speak, man. You can see where it sits. It's still off the coast where they've got it by a few miles. See here. You guys see right here on this image. This is the latest update on it right there. That's the latest stats and where it's at as of 5 p.m. Yeah, so anybody that's down there in Florida, again, have a plan. And you can see it's a Category 3, but I wouldn't pay attention solely to that. As they've been saying, storm surge is what I'm waiting to get a good look at. Hopefully it's not that bad. Hopefully it's nowhere near 15 feet, because we're gonna know real quick when these guys down here on the coast, these live streamers, when this hits, like tonight's stream, like this thing should have made landfall, and the storm surge, if there's whatever it's going to be, it should have hit by then. Of course, it's going to be pitch black out, but hopefully we can make something out, and some of these guys are live. That's going to be scary as well, trying to ride out a hurricane in the dark. Prayers to everyone. Yes, exactly, Jay. So, you could check the alerts here. Okay, so tornado warnings. We've got 3 boxes now opened up, which is better than 9 that we had earlier. Crazy thing is with this isn't like a normal storm system. I mean, it's a hurricane. This could fire up brand new tornadoes at any moment. The moment I said that, we got a new one. So let's see. Well, really, all these that are listed right here are St. Lucie, Palm Beach, and Martin, Indian River. Whether it's Indian River, St. Lucie, Martin, St. Lucie, or just St. Lucie. I told you, man, Port St. Lucie, back to back to back to back to back, working its way up the East Coast. Another one real quick. Yep, another tornado warning. Every time you hear that alert right there, that is a tornado warning that has gone into motion. Palm Beach, he's got another one. It's observed. Another observed, and they're saying considerable threat. They have one here in Palm Beach that expired in 8 minutes, but they've got another one here that's extended out for 23 minutes. We've got 3 on the screen here that they're warning to take cover now. These aren't just little funnel clouds. These are not just little spin-ups. These are destructive tornadoes packing a punch. And they're saying on 3 of them here that this is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. Chaotic situation here. Looks like the one outside of Orlando expired. We'll have to keep an eye on it and see what's up. Let me check in with Connor. All right, he's out here on the water. Man, I wish that was full screen. It won't even zoom in or nothing like that. Dang. Well, they're down there watching the coastline. Got another guy right here on the coast, Brad Arnold. Okay, so Brad Arnold down here south of Sarasota. Connor and them up here near Bradenton, near waterfront. And it looks like all the tornado warnings, again, have been spinning up off this east side. It's kind of died down for the moment, which is a good thing. Got 5. I mean, Port St. Lucie just keeps getting hammered. Right outside West Palm Beach. It may stay the case. Something to learn from the storm system. You ever see one come in like this again? You know there's a high chance that it's going to spin up tornadoes on that front edge, just like it's doing. A lot of times when these hurricanes come in, yeah, they can spin one up, but they're coming in from the Atlantic side over here. So you're catching the western edge of the storm system, not the eastern. And there's a big difference in the way these things operate. I see storm surge warnings continue on both sides of the coast here. It's pretty choppy water coming up off the stream down here on the bottom. Again, if anybody's out there in Florida, check in at me at Dabu7, at Dabu77 in the chat. Get my attention. Let me know where you're at, what part of Florida, and if you can, any details what's going on. Just check in with us. Let us know things are good. It would pay to have some friends or family, I guess, in the northern part of the state or somewhere else to be able to run off to in case you get a hurricane coming at you. I mean, what else are you going to do? I mean, this is dangerous. It's only going to get worse from here, man. You know that they made a movie about this exact setup, this exact same thing, exact hurricane, named this hurricane, forming in the Gulf and coming in and hammering the area around Tampa Bay and all that. Yeah, made a movie of it. Milton here. Then take into account quite a few different things here. The way that this thing fired up and re-intensified, like it was charged up. Cloud seeding's one thing, but to hit it with the ionospheric heater is another. You're supercharging it. You're giving it fuel. You can also steer it. You can manipulate the highs and the lows in the pressure zone, and therefore also manipulate the jet stream. They can do all these things. They know setting up a hurricane over these warm waters is going to be the most destructive. I mean, this came through the warmest waters it could have possibly came through the Gulf before it hit here. And what's crazy is on the outside, on the East Coast here, right outside of Port St. Lucie, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, all that, there is a current that runs around Florida that wraps up through here, a warm current, bringing all that warmer water up through here. It looks like that this hurricane is going to get dumped out at a Category 1 into that. It could ignite back up to like a Category 2 or something, but it'd be out to sea at that point. And yeah, prayers going out to everybody out there across the board. Let's just put it that way. Good news here is, for the moment, the tornado warning's dying down, but this thing has yet to even make its full impact. As they're saying, it hasn't even made landfall. So yeah, the eye wall has still got quite a few hours here before it hits. We're just seeing the outer bands at this point. Outer band action. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Erica, for that update. Out of Fort Lauderdale, not seeing much down that way. Just mild rain, wind. Good. Hopefully it dodges them. A lot of this, like I said, a lot of the tornadoes are kicking up just to the northwest of there. But it looks like somebody's going to get dealt a blow here. Yeah, the controlling of this and knowing that they're not doing nothing to mitigate these storms, just you feel helpless. You can't shoot bullets at a hurricane. You can't fight back against a hurricane in any way besides get out of its way. Can we get some updates here?
Trying to get into that outer eye wall. It's only going to get more. It's only going downhill from here, guys, as we get into this outer eye wall. So literally is only going, conditions are only going to deteriorate. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the stream. Storm Chaser Connor Croft, Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney.
What's up, guys?
Gonna be live all throughout the evening covering this. We're really appreciative. You guys can hit that like button for me.
Really crazy.
It's important to me that someone's
Yeah, much love to those guys.
You guys from Florida? No, we're from Nebraska.
Chat.
Much love to all the guys that are out there streaming and getting coverage in. It takes a certain type of individual to get out here and put yourself in the line of danger and do stuff like this. I mean, it's dangerous. Got to know what you're doing for sure. Definitely pray everyone stays safe. But I've been down here chasing hurricanes myself. I've been here and done it. Irma, I believe, is one of them. It was devastating. We got down behind it and followed it up. We shot down 75 and went down the west side basically as much as we could and got down to Miami and just like tried to get around it. There was no getting around it, but tried to dodge it a little bit and came up from Miami behind it, and it was just destruction. Following the hurricane was just horrendous, seeing the destruction, and you couldn't do anything. It's like we were almost out of supplies ourselves. All the supplies we took were obviously almost gone, but we found ourselves in a situation to where we were out in an area, and we brought gas just in case we came across someone that was stranded or something, but we ended up having to tap into our own supplies just to get out of there, because as you're seeing and hearing of today, people are trying to get out of there, and gas stations are closed or have no gas. We even stopped at a gas station down there, like pulled in, and like there was no power. And that's when reality really starts to set in, that dude, this isn't good. Like the gas stations don't even have power. We're out of gas. What are you gonna do then? Where are you going to go? Then you're like stuck like Chuck. You're dead in the water, wherever you're sitting. Or you're sitting at that gas station until someone shows up and powers the place back up and all that. Like, definitely going to have some plans out here and be prepared to ride this thing out. Let's go check the alerts here again real quick. It looks like Martin, Palm Beach, Indian River, Martin, all with tornado warnings. And holding those warnings here in the meantime. But yeah, really hoping people get to safety. It's why I do what I do. It's why I report on what I report on, all that good stuff, and try to get the word out as much as possible. You guys can see here, this is off Radar Omega. This is an app that I purchased to be able to use to track storm systems like this in detail. And also take advantage of some of its features here of some of the streamers that are tied into it, all the alerts that are tied into it, high resolution maps, and all that. So really good site here, Radar Omega, for stuff like that. Shut down the stream. All right. So my tentative plan here at this point is I'll be live normal time tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here with more updates. By that time, this thing should have made landfall, and I'll be back with more updates. This is going to be the bigger story here tonight. Obviously, we've got a huge hurricane, weaponized hurricane, making landfall, and there's going to be a lot of disaster connected to it. So I look to be on top of it tonight. Like I said, 9 o'clock, always going live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to shut this down. It looks like the tornadoes have died down for the moment. It doesn't mean you're out of the woods yet. What I would say here is, in the meantime, if you're out there in Florida, stay off this eastern coast down here by Palm Bay and anything south. Anywhere where you see these tornadoes spinning up. And if you know anyone that lives in, say, Orlando, all the way down to West Palm Beach, check in on them. They've had multiple warnings stacked up all the way up through there. They could very well continue. I'm going to say that they're going to continue. There's going to be tornadoes spinning up all over the place. The big issue is at night. So this thing's going to make landfall at night. Tornadoes are still going to be getting spun up at night. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be chaotic, man. Scary one at night. But I am over on X or Twitter at Dabu7. You can follow me there for updates. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that bell button here as well. I look to be back at 9 o'clock for Underground World News Live with more updates. So anything major pops off, it'll be over on Twitter, on my X, in the coming hours. And yeah, I'll be back 9 o'clock tonight. That's the plan, with more updates. So I want to thank all you guys that tune in and that join me here for the past hour and a half or so. Stay safe out there more than anything, man. Again, check on friends and family that you may have down in Florida during this time. So, thank you, Raymond. Much love to everybody out there. If you got anything you want to get to me, it's dabu7@yahoo.com. Like I said, hit me up and follow me on X as well. I'll be back in a few hours. Hope to see some of you guys then. Till then, stay safe. God bless. It's been Dabu7.